Ukraine has biological research facilities, which, in fact, we are now quite concerned Russian forces may be seeking to gain control of. So we are working with the Ukrainians on how they can prevent any of those research materials from falling into the hands of Russian forces should they approach.
Okay, we got to tee this up. You're back in the war room. Posobiec, tell us about who Victoria Nuland is, and if Denver would be so kind, I want to tee this up and play it again, because she's tippy-toeing. That's called tippy-toeing. She's tippy-toeing around. What is this old saying? The first casualty of war is the truth. And Churchill's rejoinder to that was, during war, truth is so precious, it has to be guarded by a bodyguard of lies, surrounded by a bodyguard of lies. That's Victoria Nuland. She tippy-toeing in front of the Senate. That's on her tippy toes right there, right? So, Posobiec, first we're going to play this again. Who is Victoria Nuland, and why is she a prime mover in this entire drama, sir?
So it's kind of amazing and almost incredulous that Victoria Nuland, the Deputy Secretary of State, is coming out and admitting this publicly. I mean, it certainly sounds, I think, to everyone listening, regardless of your politics, it sounds like she's getting in front of something. She's couching and caveating her words very carefully here, that she's also one of the architects, right, of the entire Euromaidan, of the U.S. involvement in that process.
Color
all
revolutions.
the way back to 2014. I mean,
color
she
revolutions.
was directly involved in this color revolution from the start. There's audio of her saying, cursing out the EU to Jeffrey Pyatt, who, by the way, was also involved in Trump's impeachment over Ukraine. So this is someone who's been one of the major players in the United States-backed push in Ukraine, going back almost a decade at this point. And so when she's telling you that, and you can hear the trepidation in her words, in her voice, you can hear the way that she's very carefully talking about this. And look, I just got to say basic common sense, right? If she's very concerned and the United States is very concerned about something falling into the hands of the Russians, it's probably not just a couple of vials of antibiotics. You know what I'm saying?
This is, okay, listen, if this is just graduate research, and look, let's be brutally frank. What's the city that's got all the university towns? What's the university town? And these are not Oxford and Cambridge. The Ukraine's not known as a center of super higher learning, right? It's not Oxford, Cambridge. When they say, biological research facilities, and we're very much want to make sure they're secure. You're right. They're not making your basic antibiotics. And look at the way let's play this clip again. I want the audience to hear this. Victoria Nuland, the architect of the color revolutions and a super player in all things Ukraine and the offense the U.S. government and the globalists have been putting in Ukraine. Let's hear it.
Ukraine has biological research facilities, which, in fact, we are now quite concerned Russian forces may be seeking to gain control of. So we are working with the Ukrainians on how they can prevent any of those research materials from falling into the hands of Russian forces should they approach.
Please tee up the Chinese senior guy. Peter, you know this guy very well. This is a bombshell. Hey, Ben Collins, on the truckers, you're going to have to eat those words. Truckers talked about and they weren't, running this thing to ground, but people have been talking about this for weeks. The Chinese outed us today. And right there, biological research facilities, research material, we're trying to secure them. Posobiec, you're an intel officer. What did she just tell us there?
Well, I look at the video as it plays, and I notice that she's exhibiting some interesting body language there as well. So the direct eye contact, not even looking aside, that's where you're getting your verbatim pre-scripted answers. But if you notice her hand, she picks up her pen, she starts fidgeting with it. I mean, you are looking at someone who's very, very uncomfortable and doesn't want to be up there, doesn't want to be talking about something. And this is what we would call peeling back a layer of the onion, a limited hangout of material that you never wanted to have to talk about. But so you're going to only give away one layer. Okay, sure. There were biological research facilities. And by the way, Steve, this was one of those stories where I said, okay, the Russians are pulling everybody's chain. This is ridiculous.
Same
They're just
here.
looking for a
Same here.
pretext, etc.
Same here.
This has nothing to do with
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now all of
No
a sudden,
nation-
Victoria
yeah.
Nuland's making
Yeah.
me go back and question
Oh, she
some
just
of that.
told you.